Yo, been a while. Still haven't sorted my Sony Vegas, but that's why this one I'm going to do here straight off the dome, pretty much because I want to and I need to, and I just want to talk about how. Well, I could just, to be fair, I could just stand here and just go, for the next 8 minutes or so, but I'm not going to. I want to, reflect on what has been an incredible season, and it was topped off today with 3-1 win Brighton and Hove Albion at home to Southampton. Probably an expected win, of course. It was one of those games where you feared that normally when teams have nothing to play for and the pressure's off, that's when they play a lot better. But today was it was fantastic. It was great to be there. It was great to be part of it. All the celebrations at the end, North Stand absolutely bouncing, and the lap of honour with the players at the end was it was nice. It was a special feeling that we finally made it over the line and are guaranteed a European spot, guaranteed Europa League unless City decide to beat us 15-0 or some shit on Wednesday. But I think Pep likes us too much to even be able to do that. We might even get a result on Wednesday if they're gonna keep on resting their players for games that they don't necessarily need to win, apart from keeping up momentum. So yeah, it was a great game. It was a nervy game. I'm sure not many Brighton fans got much sleep, and I'm sure they're going to be sleeping a lot better tonight after that performance. A performance to be proud of, even though it was a bit fearful. The first half was like a training session almost. Ferguson with 2 goals, of course, continues to prove why he is one of the greatest teenagers in world football at the moment. And I don't even feel like he was fully fit. I said before the game, I felt like him and Veltman were only going to get an hour today, and they pretty much did. So it was just as well that he done the business in the first half, so that we didn't have to rely on our bench throughout the second. But Southampton did get back into it. As I said, they had nothing to play for, no pressure on them, and once again, I don't, this is a day for celebration and a day to reflect on such a remarkable achievement. So I'm glad that we won, because I didn't want to stand here ranting about our set pieces and our inability to defend them. Because once again, Ward-Prowse whips one in, and El Yunusi, one of the smallest players on the pitch, nods in at the near post. It's something that will have to be addressed for next season, but for now, who cares, right? We got the win. Ferguson, brilliant. Mitoma missed 2 glaring chances in the first half. Thankfully, that didn't come back to bite us, but I thought overall he was actually very good and deserved to at least score a goal, which unfortunately didn't. For McAllister, incredible. If that's his parting gift to contribute to such a great win, then he deserves his move, and I wish him all the best. It's a shame if he does go to Liverpool, who are also going to be playing in the Europa League, right? I would love for him to at least stay for another year and then see where it goes. Because obviously he's still young. There's no real rush, really, is there? But it does look almost certain that he is going to be leaving. But it's just nice that he's leaving in the graceful way that he is, and still committing 100% to the club for the rest of the season. And I thought he was phenomenal. Again, didn't score today, but I thought his all-round play was absolutely phenomenal. And he was that driving force in midfield that allowed us to dominate the game. Caicedo, incredible as always. Hopefully he doesn't decide to head off elsewhere. But he looked very happy after the game as well. And I just hope that our club doesn't get torn apart throughout the summer. But it's also nice because obviously I haven't posted in a while, so I haven't really talked about all the early transfer business that we've been doing. The likes of João Pedro, I think James Milner's set to be on his way. We're linked with a couple of other players, and Dahoud as well. If we can keep him fit, will be a fantastic signing. And it'll be good to have some squad depth, because that has been an issue in the run-in, which, like I said, it's good that we've been able to finally make it over the line and not have to worry until the final day, because I was getting PTSD, don't get me wrong, Aston Villa away, final day of the season, I was getting PTSD to our promotion season and didn't want it to have to come down to that exact same fixture again, because in spectacular Brighton fashion, it probably would not go well at all. So we've got the business done already, and yeah, players were just brilliant today. The atmosphere was great, and yeah, it's just a weird feeling. It's such a surreal feeling just travelling back today, just with a massive smile on my face, just deep in, how far we've come in such a short space of time. And, to think that we were a bit of a laughing stock about 10 years ago, going even back further than that. Who would have thought at this stage that there would be European football coming to the Amex next season? It's incredible. I don't know what else to say, really. We'll enjoy these last two games without the pressure. We obviously got battered in the recent game against Newcastle, but to be honest, I wasn't particularly worried about that. I didn't expect to beat Newcastle anyway, so I feel like there was a lot of reactionary takes after that game. Just enjoy the ride, man. De Zerbi deserves all his plaudits, and there has never really been that many opportunities for me to criticise him, just because of the style of football that he's brought, and most of the decisions that I've seen from him, he's got correct. Newcastle obviously was a bit questionable, but at the same time, like I said, with the running that we have and the fatigue and the injuries and all that, it wasn't surprising to see a change up. But yeah, it was nice to see pretty much a full strength side today. And even though the likes of Veltman and Ferguson were returning to full fitness, still on the way, we pretty much wrapped up the game by half time, even though Southampton did come back into it. Thank you, VAR. Thank you, VAR. I haven't actually watched back the highlights, but I assume it wasn't a controversial one, and I assume Walcott was offside before he dinked it over still. Which, yeah, like I said, I'm grateful for. If anything, it was a blessing in disguise that we got robbed against Spurs, because obviously we may have had Europe wrapped up before even playing a game, so it would have been a bit anticlimactic, whereas it was nicer to celebrate it today. And we got VAR fortune in our favour this game as well, because if that Southampton equaliser had counted, then the momentum goes on to them, and I think that VAR overturned decision really spurred on the team to go and get that third goal. Pascal Gross, of course, who else? The guy, our first ever signing in the Premier League, our first ever goal scorer in the Premier League, and the final goal scorer to send us into Europe. Couldn't write it, club legend. Do what you got to do, give him a statue, whatever, and hopefully he stays for many more years to come, because I'll hold my hands up. I'll hold my hands up this season and say my bad for Pascal Gross, because I was a hater for a little bit. I didn't feel like he was really contributing anything to the team and slowing a lot of our attacks down, but he suits De Zerbi's style very well and has come up with a lot of clutch moments this season. So yeah, big up to all the players. Outstanding performance, and yeah, like I said, crazy feeling playing in Europe next season. So I'm going to do some more videos hopefully once I could get my shit sorted with Sony Vegas or whatever, and I want to reflect on this season in a bit more depth. So yeah, thanks for watching, and come on.